You're listening to the Chronicles of Living podcast, where we talk to everyday people about everyday things in the past, present, and future. Now let's talk. Greetings, 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 my visionary dreamers. How's everybody doing this weekend, the end of the weekend? Let's talk Sundays. This is adionne-your-dream-pusher, your lifeguard, saving you from the world, saving you from yourself, saving you from just drowning in some real bull-ish. Get out your way, y'all, and do the damn thing. I just want to come on just empowering y'all today, okay? Because it's the end of the weekend. Some of y'all are probably like, oh my gosh, I got to go to work. I got to do this. It's Monday, you know. But I just want to come on and light a fire under y'all. And to those who are just tuning in, this is Chronicles-of-Livin-podcast show. And this is the podcast for everyday people doing everyday things, living everyday life. You know, just us normal folks here. You know, some real stuff that goes on in the world that everybody can relate to in some type of way. And if you can't relate to it, I don't know what planet you're from, because you ain't from Earth, okay? But today's topic is, I'm just going to get right to it. Do you trust yourself? It's just real simple and plain question. Do you trust yourself? And you might say, what the heck? What do you mean by that, Adionne? Well, I don't know. This topic was just dropped in my spirit earlier in the week, and it just dropped in there. And I really didn't have, a blueprint as to, why it was dropped in there and stuff. And when I say notes, my girlfriend asked me the other day, she was like, is the podcast scripted? And I was like, well, what do you mean? She's like, do you write out a script before you go on? I'm like, no. When I say notes, I write out bullet points just to kind of keep me on track. And, just some things I might want to talk about. It might be a one-liner or it might be one word. But sometimes, though, I could get so caught up if I'm rushing, if I'm running late, just to try to brainstorm real quick. And I could just write a whole bunch of stuff real quick. And then I look at the paper and be like, okay, what is this? So I got to come off the fly. But a lot of times I just come straight from my spirit. Like I said, I pray before I go on, that I speak valuable words to you guys, and that it's something that can resonate with you and your spirit at this time in your life in some type of way. Or maybe whatever I'm talking about, it might allow you to understand somebody else that's in your life, understand what they're going through or what they're thinking or why they act the way they act or whatever. So I just really speak through my spirit. This is not me speaking. This is not the shell. This is my spirit, my being, my divine being speaking to you. And so with that being said, we are all divine beings, which means we are all made out of God's image, and we are so powerful. And we just really don't understand the power that we hold. And as I always say, when I speak to you, I'm speaking to myself as well. These are lessons I learned throughout the years, and as I'm learning, as I'm growing, as I'm going. You know what I mean? And I just want everyone else to do the same thing. So understand, I'm not talking at you, I'm talking to you. I'm just having this conversation with you. And I just want us all to be better than we was yesterday. That's basically what the show is all about. And so I was thinking the other day, I was talking to somebody and I was like, I have not watched TV since I took on this new journey. And so I started, September the 1st. I came here and I started this new career, this new journey. And I have not watched TV, y'all. And I don't even miss it. I don't miss it. I gave the TV to my son, took it up to his college for him to use as a monitor because he don't really watch TV neither. He might do a little Netflix on his, on the computer or something like that. But I don't know when we stopped really watching TV on a regular basis. I used to have a couple of shows that I watched, and I'm saying all this to say, trusting yourself. Only way, I'm not going to say the only way, but this is how I came to this position and learning how to trust myself more, is I got rid of the noise. I got rid of the distractions that was pretty much sucking up my 24 hours in a day. As I said in one of the other podcast shows, I'm no different. You're no different. We all get 24 hours. What we choose to do with it is up to us. This is the difference sometimes between the successful and unsuccessful. What people do with their time and how they prioritize is the results. You know what I mean? That's what you get out of it. So when I'm talking about trusting yourself, we all have that little voice. We all have spirit inside of us constantly trying to warn us and talk to us and just, make our path a little smoother. But when you're not in tune with who you are and you're out here trying to replicate the standard quo, or, you just not being true to you, you can miss hearing that little voice telling you some of the things that you need to do to become a better you. And I've missed the voice a couple of times, and sometimes I've heard the voice and it's like, no, you know what? You need to shut up because I don't want to do that. I want to do this. You know what I mean? A lot of times we do that. It's like we on our own little mission, and then that little voice is telling us, no, don't do that and we can hear it clearly. So, we're like, what is it called? Ventriloquist. I can't say the word. Y'all know what I'm talking about. When a man or a lady had a little dummy doll sitting on them and they talk for him or whatever. It's kind of like that with us, except for, that inside voice is talking. We're not moving our mouths and we're just like, it's just in our head. You know what I mean? That is a part of us. And we need to start learning how to get in tune with it, and you will be surprised as to how your life will start changing and how certain things will just start manifesting in your life. Things will just start existing that you thought about, that the little voice you had that conversation with in your head about, it'll just start becoming reality. So you also got to be careful in that too, because what you think on the most is what will become. So if you're thinking something negative and you're giving that voice power to keep thinking something negative and keep talking something negative in your head, then that's what you're going to manifest. You know what I mean? So you got to be careful as to how you're thinking, because that voice can go either way. You're always going to have, you ever see maybe a cartoon or a show and they always have like the little angel sitting on one side of somebody's shoulder, the little devil on the other side of somebody's shoulder. That's like your subconscious speaking to you. And we all have a light and a dark side of us. And it's just always, God has given us all free will to choose the path and choose the way we want to walk in this life. And so when we don't trust ourselves, when our spirit is trying to speak something positive to us and give us some pointers as to how to handle a situation, sometimes we wind up in a bad situation because of it. It's plenty of times when I was younger and that little voice told me not to do something or not to get involved with somebody or, things of that nature, and yet I still did it. And, I could look back and say, like, man, why I didn't listen? But that is your ego. We all have our egos and we all have our pride, and we just, until we lose that, and as they say, this is Sunday, so I guess I get a little spiritual on Sunday, but as they say, once you die of self, meaning once you let that ego go, once you let that pride go, then you can become the true you and really shine brightly. Your light will start shining because now you're authentic. You're really authentic. It's not about the pride. It's not about the ego. You're just really who you are. And believe it or not, it is better. You are a better person when you lose all of that. I know I killed my pride and my ego a good while ago, and it was just through different humbling experiences. And sometimes we need that. Sometimes we need to be humbled. We need to be in situations where we're so humbled that it's crushing to the point that you have no choice but to just let the ego go, let the pride go, and ask God, like, what is it? What am I supposed to be doing? What do you want me to do? You know what I'm saying? It's a good thing to be in that way. My mother told me the other day, and this is me still on the topics, do you trust yourself? When I started this podcast show, it's so many ways, as I said before, I could have went with this show. Because of the fact that I grew up where I grew up, and I wound up just experiencing so many different cultures, so many different people throughout my life, so many different situations. I've worked in the corporate world, and I've been a serial entrepreneur. So it's so many angles I could have came from with this show, but I trusted myself, trusted what my spirit spoke to me very loud and clear. And if you heard one of my other shows, I said that I wrote down in one of my journals some years ago, at least 10 years ago, everyday people, everyday things, everyday life. I wrote that down in one of my journals, and my spirit just brought it right back up to me while I was recording the intro. And I just went with it, and from there I'm like, and then I started talking in the intro and just being transparent. I'm a very private person. People that know me, they know normally I'm a very private person. What I put on the intro, I would have never probably said some years ago, because that was my ego. That was my pride. I wasn't trusting in, that I can just be me and be accepted. And it didn't matter if I was accepted or not. Just be me. You know what I'm saying? We all attract different people at different times of our lives. That's one thing I know for sure. When I look back at my lives and at my life, and I think about the different associates, the different friends, the different people I've came across, and the paths that, and what I've learned from those people, and what they were able to learn from me. It was all because I trusted that little spirit, that little voice that said, okay, as much as I didn't want to move some of the times, I trusted where to go. When it said, go to Georgia, go to Philly, or go to, sometimes it was kind of like a forced situation, and it probably wouldn't have been forced had I listened earlier on, to whatever that little voice was saying to me. But sometimes we just jam ourselves up, and then it gets to the very last minute, and then you just gotta make a move. And we really complicate our lives more than it really has to be. I don't know, why do we do that to ourselves? Why? Can somebody tell me why we do that to ourselves? But yeah, we just stop. And then the thing is this: when you stop listening, the voice gets dimmer and dimmer and dimmer until you're just out there by yourself, and then you are in a situation or involved with a person or whatever, and you're just like, God, where you at? Come on, help me out. But he was trying to help you out. The little voice was trying to help you out. Your spirit was trying to help you out a while ago, but you didn't want to listen. You know what I mean? So now you all jammed up. So now you asking for help. Not to say that the help is not going to come. It's going to come if you believe it's going to come, but it will cause you to be in a position now that you got to really think it out and try to be still and hear how to get out of a situation, if that is the thing. Like I was thinking that throughout our day, if we really pay attention to our emotions, example, like you're going through the day and then maybe you're at work, maybe you're at home, I don't know, maybe just walking down the street or driving and somebody just pisses you off and just cuts you off while you're driving, and that annoys you and it pisses you off. When I'm saying trust yourself, sometimes you got to figure out why does this piss me off? You know what I mean? Why is it that it's pissing me off that somebody cut in front of me? Now I know that's foul and I know that's ignorant for people to do that, but still, why do you react the way you react when that person cuts you off? Whether you're calm, whether you're, just cussing them out, what is it in you that causes you to react in that way? What is it that you may need to look at within yourself to allow yourself to just not let somebody else take your power for that moment? Let's say that. Because anytime someone makes you upset, I don't care what the reason is, do you understand that you're giving them power over you? They take a little bit of your power away. And you're cussing them out. I've been there. I know how, I know what it is. But still, for that moment, you gave them your power. Instead of just going inward and saying, you know what, it's cool. Hope they safe. I'm just glad that it wasn't an accident. I'm glad we're safe. Or if you by yourself, I'm glad I'm safe. Thank you, God. And that's just that. But instead, you bleed, you mother, why you doing? And then people are crazy these days. Shoot, they might get out and just come over there and shoot you or something. You got to be very careful these days with cussing people out when they cut you off or they try to steal your parking space. Just be like, all right, that's all right. My bad. It was cool. You got that. You got to let it go. For real, let it go. But really, it's things throughout our day that can teach us a lot about ourselves. Like, for example, why did you pick the job that you're working at? Like, is that something that you think your spirit led you to? Or is that a job that you just took because you got to pay the bills? Like, why are you at the same job for so many years? Is it because of security? You think that if you can't, because you got time in and you got your 401k and, but you're still there, but you're like you outgrew the job, but you're still there. So is it because you fear safety? Like, you got to trust yourself. Like, because if you're somewhere and you outgrew it, whether it be job, relationship, whatever, you outgrew it. That is your spirit telling you it's time to move on. It's time for something new. And sometimes we can hold on to certain things and it just stagnates us and we don't even know what's in the next, what's behind door number one. And then will get greater for us. And it's not going to happen overnight. Oh, sometimes it can. But for the most, everything is a journey. Everything takes time, because whenever you decide that, my spirit don't feel right no more here, it must be time for me to go. Whenever you decide that and you go inward and you just start, you pray about it, you talk about it in whichever way you need to do it. You start talking it out like, okay, so I don't feel good here anymore. So what is my next plan? You can actually do that. You can actually write it out. Write it out on paper and say, what do I like about this job? What is it? What's the part that I do like about this job that if I decided to take another job or maybe even start a career, a whole different career, what is it that I could take from this job or this career that I like that will help me search for the next one. You know what I'm saying? What does it look like for me that I believe my spirit and I will be happy with, you know? If you take and do an assignment, you know, I got some homework for y'all. Yes, I do. So this is the homework. This is the challenge right here. And I know I gave you some challenges, I think, on the last podcast with the So You Want to Be an Entrepreneur. But this challenge right here is going to really separate the strong from the weak. I'm telling you right now. I challenge y'all to go 30 days without television. 30 days. I'm almost at 3 months, okay? If I could do 3 months, and it just dawned on me. I didn't even realize it. It just hit me. Like, that goes to show you that I've kept myself that busy, but also that I utilize the time that I used to use on TV, and I replaced it with learning something, with studying the field that I'm going in, with learning how to, you know, make sure that the podcast, you know, keep growing, and learning about other platforms, learning about, you know, okay, the blog is, and if you went to the blog and you heard last show, y'all know I put the blog up and I'm still working on it. So if some links don't work, it's because I'm still working on it, but I let it go because I'm like, you know, this podcast is supposed to be about real. It's the realness. I'm trying to be as real as possible to show you guys that your dreams and your visions and the things that you work on is not going to happen overnight. It's always a work in progress, and it always can be better. So this is me totally being transparent and letting you see before it's kind of in a perfect status to me. I don't do that. I don't. I always got to have things like everything working right before I release a website, blog, or whatever. But since this is mine, this is the experiment that I'm doing just to show y'all that if you start and you just work day by day, you will see and you will be proud of yourself as to the improvements that you're making day to day. You know, you don't worry about what everybody else is saying. I'm sure some people that went to the blog like, oh, that didn't hear the show is like, what's up? This link is not working. What's going on? You know, but if they listen to the show, then they know I purposely did that and released it like this. You know what I mean? So right now I'm working on the mobile part, making sure that stuff links up because, you know, the mobile part is separate from the desktop part, you know, making sure that's responsive. Some of the pictures is not lined up or whatever, or the wording. But trust me, before this month is over, everything is going to be working perfectly. And so you will be able to see that when I work, I'm working by myself. I'm trusting myself. I'm like, you know, sometimes I'm talking to myself and I'm like, well, why is this not working right? Like, and I just be quiet for a minute. And I hear that little voice say, oh, you didn't do this or try this. And that is actually what has gotten me through a whole lot of things with me being creative, because when I'm in my creative mode, whatever I do, I really stay tuned to my spirit, because I know that the challenges that I take on are challenges that people go to school for, and I don't have any schooling in those areas. You know what I mean? I attempted to go to college for coding, but it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? It was short-lived. It was like, for real, probably a few months, you know. I didn't get a chance to because, you know, I'm a single Bob, and that's not the reason. Let me stop saying that. I don't want to put that statistic out there. But I just had to prioritize. Let's just say that, okay? But if I didn't trust myself, I wouldn't know the things that I know right now. I don't believe that I would have accomplished the things that I've accomplished. But I never looked at my experience. Like, I never said, oh, that's too big. I can't do that. That's too big. No. I always ask myself, okay, that's dropped on my spirit. Okay, so how should I go about that? You can do that. You can talk, and trust me, those words will come through and it'll hit you and you'll be like, oh, wow, okay, I'm going to try it that way. I'm going to try it this way, you know. But the reason why I'm giving you that challenge of no TV for 30 days is just exactly that. We get so distracted and, get so lost in the different TV shows. And also, I'm challenging you to do that just to prove to yourself what's more important to you. That show you're watching, not missing that show you're watching, or doing something to better yourself, doing something to enhance your goals, your visions, your dreams, or whatever. You know what I mean? So I challenge you to go 30 days without TV and not cheating. Don't cheat. Okay, I'll give you this. On the weekends, you could pick one day of the weekend to binge watch something. Just one day out of these 30 days. One day out of the weekend. It could be a Friday, a Saturday, or Sunday. One day, though. I can't see what you're doing. So this is all a part of you being honest with yourself and just trying this challenge just to see how much you will gain at the end of the 30 days. Just to see how much improvement or how much far as your goals, your dreams, your visions, how far they will come within 30 days. And the only reason why I'm saying 30 days because, and I didn't say 21, because I want to push you and I want to extend you, because the 21 days, yes, supposed to create a new habit, but the 30 days is really, really like, that's a whole month. And I just think psychologically, you will look at it, if you can make it through 30 days without TV, first of all, you will see how empowering it is, because you'll replace those TV show slots with reading a book, going on the web, watching, going through a tutorial, watching a video, anything that has to do with whatever it is that you are pushing to become, whether it be a better mom, better husband, better wife, whether it be a better artist, a better dancer, a better, learning more about your spirit, just whatever it is that you decide that you feel like in your spirit you want to achieve, a better student, get better grades, study more on a topic that you feel like you're not as strong in for 30 days. For 30 days. 30 days out your life is not a lot. What is it, 360 days in a year? 30 days? You can't give yourself 30 days? If you can't give yourself 30 days, if a football game, what's the show? Empire, because that was my show. All these shows that's popular or whatever like that, or the sports, if you cannot sacrifice that stuff for yourself for 30 days, that says a lot about how much you want for you, how much you value you. That is what that is talking to. It's talking to your self-value. This is how much you value yourself, that you can't go 30 days without watching some type of sports or watching your little TV show, your little reality show or whatever. Now, after the 30 days, you want to go back to it, then fine, whatever. It's just a test. It's just a challenge for yourself, just to see where your mindset will be at the end of the 30 days. And how much you will, how much fuel and fire will you gain to really light and ignite your dreams and your visions and your goals, and to see how much you accomplish within those 30 days. Like, what is it that you feel like that annoys you, that you think that will make life easier? Sometimes the things that annoys us are the things that's our purpose. That's the thing that we need to attack and fix in life and do and be a part of, to make a difference in life. That for me, I'm not going to say what annoyed me, but what makes my heart sad is when I see people with so much talent and so many gifts and they're not pursuing them. That is what gets to me and breaks my heart. So because that has always been a thing that disturbs me and makes me feel like, wow, you're really taking your life for granted. This is what birthed the podcast show. This is what birthed me putting together the blog. This is what birthed with me, writing and stuff. So, and trying to reach people. And every time I see people, like I have somebody here, he's a young man, and he's very talented. He plays guitar, he plays the flute, he plays all of this stuff, and he was in a band. And I said to him, like, the band broke up, and I'm like, well, why don't you just do it on your own? And now he's working at it. Matter of fact, he's back to playing now, practicing on the other side of the building. And he started his little YouTube channel, and he's doing good, and I just love to see that. I love to see people going after what God instilled in them, what God placed in them. It's all for a reason. It's all for, you don't know who you might touch. You don't know who you might inspire, who you might encourage, because you decided to go out there and really, with all your heart, pursue your dreams, your visions, and your goals. So you sacrificing TV for 30 days, and I'm gonna go in one further. I have not been able, if you've been listening, I have not been able to really use my cell phone. Reception is whack up here. So I have to literally lay my cell phone in one little position so I can even get some texts out, And I do have a work phone, but I can't be using my work phone just to be chatting at people or whatever like that. Of course, I call my mom, my son, whatever, and my daughter. But for the most, I have not been able to use my cell phone. And I realized, I was like, wow. Like the other day, I was trying to make a call, and I was talking to somebody, and I had the earphone. Now my earphone. I went through 4 pair of earphones since I've been here. That is just so not normal. It's almost like God is like, I don't want you on the phone. I want you to stay focused. I want you to continue to grow. And I'm just trying to tell y'all, I feel it. I feel within this 2.5 months time, I have grown in so many ways. I look at life so differently. I look at people so differently. Like some of the things that used to get to me before I came here, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Like I don't think about it. I understand. I get people better. And that's because on my time off, either I'm working on something for the podcast, working on the blog, or writing or researching, doing a lot of research, or listening to an audiobook or reading a book, learning more information and whether it be about herbs, whether it be about holistic remedies, whether it be about alternate ways to heal and things like, it's so intriguing to me that I don't miss TV. I really don't. And I just thought about that the other day, and I'm like, wow, like I have not watched the news, nothing. I hear about the news from people, but you want to hear about news, you could go online. I want to watch the weather, I could go online or whatever, just little snippets. I just kind of brief through something, but no, I haven't watched TV, and I have not really been on my cell phone too much. Except for, of course, I let my mom, my kids, or whatever like that. Just make sure everybody's safe. But just, a couple friends here and there. But for the most, the doggone phone don't really work right. So the conversation just be like, can you hear me? Oh, you're staticky. So it's just like, all right, whatever. Bye. I guess I'm not just supposed to talk, since talking is like one of my gifts and it's still some time. So maybe that's what it is. But I challenge you to take and stop using your cell phone and condense the time down that you use a cell phone. For those people that are really up for this challenge and that really want to see how far they can push themselves, I challenge you to cut your cell phone time down to 1 hour a day. 1 hour a day. And within that 1 hour, if you get on any type of social media or whatever like that, you need to cut that time down. 15 minutes on social media, 15 minutes. That's right. Like you in the service, and you got to borrow some time from the captain or whatever, or you incarcerated and you got to get on phone time. That's how I want you to live your life for 30 days. If they can get through it, then you can get through it. See, we have so much stuff available to us that we can just get lost in it. We really can. And I think I didn't even finish my sentence about my mom, what my mom said to me the other day. So this is two parts. So today we had my guru did a live stream, our spiritual leader here. He did a live stream. And so I went down to the live stream, and my coworker, she was saying, did you get anything out of it? And I always get something out of it, definitely. But one of the things that I got out of it as I was watching them set up and everything was very formal, as it should be, because for this type of arena, And, they had the cameras and everything, where here I am, I'm live streaming for this podcast. I got my laptop, I got my mic, and I got my mouse. And that's just that. You know what I'm saying? And I just come on and be like, hey, what's up? It's nothing formal or whatever. So what I got from that is that, one, my mom said to me, she really liked the podcast show. And I asked her why. And she said, because you're being you. You're being yourself, So in other words, I'm being authentic to who I was created to be and talk to you in the way I talk. I didn't, I just listened to my spirit when it said everyday people, all that, and just go on, just be you, and whoever connects to you and what you got to say, and just want to hear some real stuff and need to be transparent with themselves, those are the people that's going to want to listen, But those who are still running around here with a mask on and that don't want to face some of the things in their lives that maybe they need to, take a second look at and maybe need to alter, that's not who is going to want to listen. The people that's just real so-called corporate professional, you can be corporate, you could be in a professional field, you could be, and then get in the car and throw in some Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? Anytime the doggone president, I watched the doggone Michelle on one of them talk shows doing the karaoke in the truck, and he would throw on a little karaoke songs, and she was singing all the hip hop songs, and she was into it. She was first lady. So if she can be down to earth, then why can't other people be down to earth? Like, just get the stick out your butt. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's time to let loose and live life and embrace who you are. You will only be totally free when you embrace who you are. When you start getting in tune with that voice and start trusting yourself. Start really listening to yourself. Stop with the fear. Stop with the worrying about what everybody else got to say, what everybody else is going to think, what everybody else is doing. Stop with all of that and listen to you, who you are. Embrace you, and you will free yourself. I'm trying to tell you. I am my mom said it, and she said, one of my aunts told her the same thing, that I sound so happy. And it's true, like how you feel will come through when you talk to people. If people are in tune with you, if people that, really love you, really care for you, they will know if something is different, if you're not you. You know what I'm saying? And what that is you not being you. You not being true to you. You just gotta, think about this. As years go on, we don't want the same things. Sometimes we want the same things, but it's going to be altered, in the way we think about the things that we want, in the way we attack the things that we want. Just like I said, I started, podcast some years ago. I started online internet radio. I was going to do that and everything. But the way I'm doing it now is different from the way I started it years ago. My blog is different from what I was putting on it. And the goal, that the aim that I want it to go towards is different. Because I've grown. You know what I'm saying? I've grown. So the things that you're watching on TV, sometimes you need to take a notebook and you need to start asking yourself, like, this is part of homework too. Keep a little journal. It could be a little pocket journal, just a little couple pieces of paper for these 30 days. And every day when you come home, try to recall, or even if you can catch it when it happens, if you got a little pocket journal or whatever like that, if you could catch it when it's happening, that'd be even more powerful. If somebody ticks you off, write it down. Write down who ticked you off, why they ticked you off. If somebody makes you laugh, write it down. Write down what they said to make you laugh. If somebody makes you cry, if it just, whatever happens throughout that day, if you're encouraged and you just get this boost, this high, this, like you just get on cloud 9 from a conversation with somebody. If you start journaling that stuff, you will decode who you are. You will start decoding the things that, make you work. What makes you tick, what it is that you need to adjust and stay away from. And if you keep that journal day to day, and then at the end of each week, you look at what you wrote, you will see it's like almost you're opening up your own book to yourself. Like, wow, this is who I am. This is who I am. This is what makes me tick. This is the things that, okay, you know what? I need to adjust this part. Why am I annoyed by that? What can I do to adjust being annoyed by that? Why did I just give that person my power? And you need to go inward and figure it out. And if you cut out all the other distractions, the TV, the cell phone, I guarantee you, in 30 days, if you do this, by the end of 30 days, you will feel like a brand new person. If you want to feel like a brand new person, you will do this challenge because you will feel like you're worth it. You will feel like you're worth it more than a TV and a cell phone. So many years ago, cell phones and TVs didn't exist. How did these people make it? I believe back in those days, people were way more productive. They really were. Because if you think about the things that they built without all of the different that they did by hand, more people worked more with their brain and by hand than with the technology. When technology came into play, don't get me wrong, technology is good in a lot of ways. It's helping us to just continue to extend and improve, and stuff like that. But I truly believe we worked harder when we didn't have as much. And I believe that we lost that, and we need to get back to that some type of way. And I think that is what will drive people more. I think that a lot of us we're lazy now because everything is so convenient to us. We don't think, we don't use our brain. Just like I was saying a couple podcasts ago, do you even know anybody's address? Do you know anybody's cell phone? Do you know your own cell phone number? Everything is just so convenient that we don't use our brains. And you wonder why later on in life, some of these people are coming down with Alzheimer's and, so forgetful or whatever. You better start working your brain. You better stop using GPS and just, try to memorize landmarks and streets and stuff like that. Start working your brain. This is the blessing. We have a brain like that we are in our right mind, So I'm hitting my 44 minute mark, but I just wanted to, that was what was dropped on my spirit. And, are you wiser? Are you smarter? And are you healthier than you were last year? How about that? Are you? And if you're not, if you don't feel you're not healthier, wiser, smarter, whatever, this is what I'm challenging you to do in these 30 days. Figure out a way to make yourself wiser, smarter. Are you still doing the same thing you was doing last year that is really not good? Do you still have the same habits? You need to trust yourself to let go. You need to trust yourself to let go of bad habits, of bad people, bad environments, all of this stuff. You need to start trusting yourself that you hold the power to do better, to become a better person, a better being. You You have the power inside. You need to trust yourself and believe in yourself that it can happen. But before you do that, you have to remove distractions out of your life so that you can get to know who you are all over again. You don't. A lot of times we don't. We don't know who we are. We just live our lives and just do things day to day. And that's just that. But we really, truly don't know who we are. And some of the things you will be surprised within 30 days. If you don't do TV and you do the 1 hour cell phone, first of all, you replace it with books and educational things, YouTube videos or something like that that's educational. Don't veer off and go down a rabbit hole. If you're getting into researching on YouTube and then this old other video comes on that has nothing to do with what you know that happens. Don't get distracted. Just click it off and go back to what you were doing, okay? But I just want to see everybody flourish. I just want to see everybody, live out their dreams, their visions, their goals, and achieve them. What is it that you made a New Year's resolution about in January? We're now at the end of the year. It is possible to still achieve whatever it is that you set out to do that you probably gave up after January was up. We know we do that. 30 days, y'all. 30 days. And, if you're up for this challenge and you do this challenge, I would love, love, love to hear from the people that really did it and seriously did it, and hear from you to know what did it change in you? How did it change your life? How did it change you as a person, physically, mentally, emotionally, So, yeah, I'm excited, and I really hope that y'all get back to me and let me know. Hit me up on the blog. I'm going to make sure this is going to be on the blog, this podcast, and on that page. Comment on that page and let me know when I do put it on there. Let me know if you're up for the challenge, if you're doing a challenge. Even on a Facebook page underneath this post, for this show. Let me know. I would love to hear feedback about this because, yeah, that's what I'm about, challenging y'all. So, yeah, let me go now. And I got some exciting stuff coming up for y'all. So definitely keep checking me out, checking the Chronicles of Living podcast show out. I have some exciting things coming your way. I don't like to talk about things before it happens. So I manifested it to myself, but I'm talking about to share to y'all because I want it to be a surprise when it does happen. And I'm going to change the time to 7 o'clock all across the board, Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday. I did talk about possibly cutting out Mondays because of the blog, but we will see. But I'm going to start doing, so tomorrow is going to be 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. Wednesday is going to be 7 p.m. So please tune in at 7 p.m. I'm going to put it down on the notes as well so you can remember. But I love you guys. Definitely tune in. Rate me on iTunes, iHeart. That helps the show get up there, help more people to hear it. Take time out. Rate a sister. Come on now. If you like the show, you coming back. Give me some stars. Give me the 5 stars or whatever you got to do. And sharing is caring. And this is Adionne, your dream pusher, your lifeguard, saving you from the world, saving you from yourself. Get out your own way and do the damn thing, y'all. Do the damn thing. It's in you to do it. You can do anything you want to do. Just a little bit of extra hard work, research, reading, or whatever, but you owe it to yourself. You're worth it. You're enough. You're valuable. And you hold the key and the power. I love you guys. Until tomorrow, 7 p.m. Peace. Thank you for listening to Chronicles of Living, where we talk to everyday people about everyday things in the past, present, and future. And if you are pursuing your dreams, I'm proud of you. Because the best part of life is when you decide to live. To keep up with us, please visit chronicles-of-livin-podcast. Until next time, this is Adionne, your dream pusher.
I love you guys.